Hello, welcome to another Wavelength. I'm, of course, Autistic Genius, number 9, Autistic Genius. This is the Wavelength episode number 9. This is a discussion today about how apparently circumcision causes autism. Sorry. Circumcision causing autism. Snip, snip, you're autistic. No, don't believe it. Anyway, circumcision carried out before the age of 5 can double the child's risk of developing autism according to new research. So if you were circumcised under the age of 5, you're twice as likely to get autism. Stupid. The study of over 340,000 boys born in Denmark between 1994 and 2003 concluded that circumcision raised the chance of developing autism spectrum disorders before the age of 10 by 46%. So if you were circumcised under the age of 10, you had a raised chance of 46% of getting autism. Already, it's ridiculous. Before you're 5, you're very much going to get autism. That's what it sounds like to me. 46% chance more likely of getting something, right? So then if there was no chance of it, say, and that's 46%, you double 46%, that's 92%. That's flipping ridiculous. The study suggested that there is a link between the pain of the procedure, the surgical and... The study suggested that there is a link between the pain of the procedure, the surgical removal of the foreskin, and the development of autism. So, apparently, it's not the actual removal of the foreskin that causes autism. That's not your shield against autism.
Captain America throws his mighty shield.
The study suggested it was the pain of the removal. The surgical removal of the foreskin. Okay, so, yeah, okay. And then the development of autism. So the whole procedure, essentially, is the reason you get autism. Professor Morten Frisch of the State and Serum Institute in Copenhagen, whose team carried out the research. This should be interesting. Our investigation was prompted by the combination of recent animal findings. Oh, for Christ's sake. How could you compare wild animals to flipping children? This is just balmy. Linking a single painful injury to a lifelong deficit in stress response, and a study showing a strong positive correlation between the country's neonatal male circumcision rate and the prevalence of ASD in boys. So, apparently, when an animal gets hurt, when somebody has a severe injury, the pain of it leaves something with you. Yes, I agree. If your arm comes flying off, or you break something, or something like that, a real severe injury, it's going to stay with you forever, and it's going to do something. It's going to make you think a different way. But to say that cutting off your foreskin gives you autism is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. What they're going to do now? What they're going to find next? Biting your toenails? I don't know. Makes you, biting your toenails makes your head fall off or something. I don't know. It's just flipping balmy. And apparently there was a link. I can see why they're saying there's a link, because it is a real prevalence of boys in ASD. But it's not, it's not boys. All boys get it. More boys get it. It's not. It's just easier to spot in boys. That's the message you need to remember. It's just easier to get in boys. And there's a lot of circumcision and a lot of autistic boys, apparently, in Denmark. So there's obviously a link, isn't there? It's just flipping. How can you... Given the widespread practice of non-therapeutic circumcision in infancy and childhood around the world, our findings should prompt other researchers to examine the possibility that circumcision trauma in infancy or early childhood might carry an increased risk of serious neurodevelopmental and psychological consequences. I agree. As a small child, if you go through some real pain, if you have something that causes you real pain that's done to you by somebody, yeah, it's going to do your effect. It's going to mess with you a bit. But it's not going to give you autism, for God's sake. If it's a severe head injury and there's a bleed to the brain or it's brain damage, you can get autism that way. I can get that. I can see that working. But for fuck's sake, autism is not in your knob. Just get over it. Anyway, Professor Frisch's findings published in the Journal of the Royal Society of Medicine have been questioned by others in the medical community and some religious groups. Never. No one's questioned it, have they? Professor Jeremy Turk, a psychiatrist of Southwick and Child Adolescent Mental Health Neurodevelopment Service, said, "I have some issues with the premise in that their speculations regarding early pain as a cause of autism are, to say at least, highly speculative." No, it's not highly speculative, it's bullshit. That's what it is. Professor David Katz, chair of Mila UK, an organisation set up to protect the right of Jewish community to carry out religious circumcision, said, this is important, "This report is far from convincing. Correlation does not equal causation." That's true. Just because it has some slight link It doesn't mean that it's an issue. There is a long history of attempts to link autism spectrum disorders to unrelated practices such as measles, mumps, rubella association, which have proved to be fraudulent. Yes, and then they decided to do the one about the vaccines. They've done the one about the bloody pollution. They've done one about God knows what. There'll be people sticking crowns up their nose causes autism. It's ridiculous. It's a silly, silly world that we live in, and I think it's harmful, to be perfectly honest. Let's have a look at what some of you think on Facebook, because obviously I saw this on Facebook. The page I found it on is actually a really good one I've just recently joined. They're called Autistic UK. It's like a group, so you have to request to join, and the person will allow you to join if he feels that you're a nice person. And he felt I was a nice person. I found this and thought I'd talk about it. Anyway, Scott on this wonderful Facebook page says, all the way, lol. Hold on. Oh no. Lol. A bit of skin cut off the willy causes a complex disability we commonly know as autism. Right, I want to know what they've been smoking. Yes, I do want to know what they've been smoking. One, it could be highly enjoyable, but wrong. It's wrong. And also, but like, you know, he's right. What have they been smoking? What has made them think that? These people are mad. It's mad. This person is convinced that this happens. This is true. Jason Thymer. Oh no, Thayer. And what about the female autistics? How do they get it? Yeah. How do the girls get it? They don't get, like, their foreskins cut off, because they don't have foreskins. Yeah, it's a really interesting point, actually, by Gareth William Tarrant. And it's not on the focus on the actual article, it's kind of the media's perspective and what they should be thinking. Like, so it says here that the media must take responsibility in what they publish. I cannot believe a paper like the Telegraph would print this. It's great that we can see through and poke fun, but there are those in the autism world who are desperate for an answer and will cling on to any piece of information to appease their need for information. I agree. People have autism, and it does really affect them, like really ruin their lives, and really messes with they feel like they're prisoners because they feel like they can't, be accepted in the world. They feel like they're being judged. So people who feel this way will isolate themselves naturally. It's a natural thing. There's no reason why they feel like this. There's no real evidence. There's no real, it just happens. Apparently, it's like bang. It's like but like, and the fact that some people will read that and go, oh, is that what it is? Oh yeah, I was circumcised when I was blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, it's horrible. It's a real horrible thought to think that people think that way, and it's a real shame. And I think they're right, and it's the Daily Telegraph as well. I'm very sorry. I got this article. It's Daily Telegraph, a really well-respected newspaper in the UK, and it's just appalling that this is going out there. People are reporting on this, but it's that kind of world we live in. Thank you for watching another Wavelength 9. I've been Autistic Genius. It's really shocking and interesting to find that people still will put anything out there about autism just to please people. Please, if you see any articles on autism, please, I urge you to kind of research it a bit. Don't just take that word for it. Look, keep looking and look at other articles relating to it, because there will be other articles presenting new evidence and different evidence. So please research. Don't just believe the first thing you read. You must research constantly. And thank you very much for watching. Remember, it's not awareness we need, it's acceptance. Thank you so much. Bye.